Thanks very much, Ed. Is Tom Williamson here? Okay. Tom's got a very personal story to share. This is not having a stroke.
Hello, everyone. Now, fair warning, there are MRI scans in my talk, so you might want to close your eyes for 5 minutes. So, yes, last time I was up here on this stage, I told everyone that I'd had a stroke, and that was a lie. That was a huge lie. Well, it wasn't a deliberate lie, so anyway. So there I am, proudly telling everyone, look at me, I'm a stroke survivor. No, I wasn't. That's completely wrong. I did not have a stroke. What I had was something a lot... Oh. Hello? There we go. Oh, no, I shouldn't have picked it up. Anyway, so this big thing in the middle of my brain, that is what's called a cavernoma, and it is a weird little bundle of abnormal blood cells. And it's so rare that this was the highest resolution image I could find of an illustration of one. But it's about the size of a small raspberry, and it's right in the middle of my brainstem, and it's still there to this day. So what happened to me is that I had a dental appointment, and afterwards I thought, ooh, I feel a bit weird. Am I talking funny? Because my wrist feels weird. So everyone thought that it was a stroke, but it's not a stroke. Yes, my brain was slowly filling up with blood, and the blood was causing pressure in my brain, which was squashing things, which was giving the impression that I'd had a stroke. And pretty much every medical professional I saw, from the GP to the stroke unit, went, yes, you've had a stroke. And I was given discharge and treated in the community like I'd had a stroke. Perfectly understandable, because very similar symptoms, including, slurred speech, blurred vision, poor coordination. So, yes, like I say, totally understandable that the medical people thought I'd had a stroke, because strokes are very, very common. There's about 100,000 strokes in the UK every year, so that's one every 5 minutes. So, on paper, you look at someone like me and you think, yeah, he's had a stroke. But there's several big differences. The best difference for me is that with what I've had, you 100% recover. You don't from a stroke, so I've got that going for me, which is nice. But the main difference is that a stroke is instant. It's like bang, and so I'm sure we all know the fast thing, the face, arms, speech, and time. So stroke, straight away, instant, it happens. Whereas with hemorrhagic cavernoma, it's very, very gradual. So like I say, the cavernoma, which is the sort of blobby thing in the middle of my brain, one day decided to bleed, and slowly the symptoms got worse until at one point I could barely talk and I could barely walk. So it got gradually worse and worse and worse and worse. And then it stopped bleeding and the blood got reabsorbed, and it gradually got better and better and better. This was very weird for the stroke nurse who was looking after me, because she was expecting, oh yeah, he's had a stroke, but he'll be getting better. They all get better. Whereas the third or fourth time she saw me, I was still getting worse. And she was like, what's going on? What's going on? Why is he getting worse? This isn't right. Ah! So, yeah, that was weird. Whereas the cavernoma statistics is 1 in 600 people have an asymptomatic cavernoma, so there's a good chance that someone's got one in this room. But there's only 150 instances of it per year, and you have surgery if the benefits outweigh the risks. I've taken to calling it a hipster stroke because people ask me, hey, what happened to you? And I go, I had hemorrhagic cavernoma. You wouldn't have heard of it. So, yeah, that's why I call it a hipster stroke. So what next for me? I've got this weird thing in my brain. It's been there possibly since I was born. No one really knows. So do I have surgery, or do just leave it? Now, I was given the survival rate for the surgery. So the operation to remove it is possibly the hardest thing you can do in neurosurgery, because it's in my brain stem. It is in literally the worst possible place. I was given the survival rate for the surgery, and it's 20%. So if I want it removed, I have an 80% chance of death. So, Yeah, it hasn't bled. According to anecdotal evidence, it's not likely to bleed, so I think I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to leave it in. Thanks very much.